You got somebody sick, collective. Now, somebody was for sure that you needed them. But in this season of judgment and exposure, somebody is learning the sickening way that actually they needed you. I was getting this breakdown of a revelation the other day about karma. And somebody is out there feeling like, wait a minute, I am affected decades later over something that happened decades ago. Okay. This could be love, it could be relationship, it can be, something even from childhood trauma, right? And you've been suffering, but it seems like in present day, since your mind is more expanded and you're awakened, you can look back and see that things were actually really unfair and really unjust. And so now, as you're living in present day, it's affecting you more, it's hurting your feelings, and you're feeling like, OMG, why did that happen? Meanwhile, across town, I was being shown that's when the person's karma kicks in. It is as if their karma is activated or it's saved for the time when you're going to go through your process of healing. I hope I'm making sense, okay? You may have thought you healed over something and gotten over something. But then you started learning terms and definitions. You started having dreams. Things became more apparent. You started reading books. You started listening to YouTube videos, and you learned like the psychological effects of things that have happened, whether they were in relationships or friendships or whether you're dealing with trauma. And it's like, that's not fair. I didn't have a chance. I didn't even know that I was being tricked or lied to or manipulated. I didn't know. And now, all these years later, now that I look back on it and say, oh my God, you were really playing in my face. I can't believe that really, really happened. And the realization can catch up with you years later. So here you are, grown and thought you was healed and walking around, and then all of a sudden you see things for what they really were. Well, God was showing me that in some people's lives, it's like, remember I said it takes a pause, like the karma take a pause, but the karma catches up years later. Okay? Think about situations in the news. Think about Diddy. All those years ago, what he did. But then now it's all these years later. Cassie couldn't get over it. 10 years later or something like that. And she's still like, nah, forget that. You got to pay for that. Right? And so for some of you all, the karma has kicked in. And the person is now in the heartbreak hotel or the healing hotel. Somebody has had that karma catch up to them. And it is sickening. Not maybe because, they're actually sick, like physically, but because they think back to what they've done and they say, well, I had to have been sick in the head. So they're not necessarily sick because you're left or because you're gone. But when they reflect back over their life and they look back even decades ago about how they did people and how they treated people and how they were such a liar and a player and a manipulator and didn't care who they hurt, who was laid out on the floor crying because of what they did. They didn't care who they cheated and lied to and stole from. They didn't care. But one day it all caught up. And they looked at that man in the mirror or that woman in the mirror and they saw a monster and they said, ugh, that's me? And so now the person is not just sick of your absence or sick of, you've been gone. They're sick because of it's being revealed who they really are. Like, I am a true slime ball. And the realization of who they are has them sick. So we're going to be looking into a little bit of this with the reading. I know that introduction was a little bit long, but I wanted to make sure that I explained it the way that I got it, and I wanted to make sure I got it all out. Okay, so Woo, okay, I can really get into these vibes. All right, we're going to be starting over here, and then we're going to be taking some of it over to Patreon. There are some things that I want to say that I don't want to say all openly out loud on the internet, So I'm going to be taking it over to Patreon. There's some things that I told, say it a little bit quiet over there, a little bit more private, okay? So surprise for all of the people who are already in the Fruit group. We are going to be adding this bonus content because this is what I was told to do, okay? This is a surprise to me too, all right? So we adding some bonus content to the Patreon. So head on over there to get the extended of these vibes. But let's go ahead and let's jump into what we need to get into over here, all right? First card up. Ooh, the High Priestess. Yes, baby. Somebody got some intuitive downloads. Somebody's intuition has been strengthened. And remember, I just went into that whole spiel about, you're expanding in your mind. You're having these awakenings and these revelations, and you're actually getting these downloads. You're really being shown these things. These revelations are coming to you. And so you're healing from a lot of things that have happened because of the intuitive information and downloads that you are getting. Okay. You're not tripping. You're not crazy. You're really seeing your visions or having these dreams and knowing the knowing that's so important right now. You just know, okay? Now, this could also represent like telepathic communication. I don't know what kind of towers you got open right now. Some of y'all may want to close certain places in the spirit realm, because what I'm getting is that they should not be able to have no communication. Like it's almost like, and no offense to nobody, I'm just saying how I'm getting it. It's like touch the hem of his garment type energy. Like if I could just talk to you, if I could just get you to pay attention to me, if I could just get into your energy, any type of access, right? This person has to heal on their own. Your energy is too potent in the healing arena. So you need to shut it and close it off. Close certain avenues and connections in the spirit realm so that this person cannot reach you. Okay. Let's see what we have going on. Let's see, speaking of all that, what's going on in the spirit realm? What's something that the collective body needs to know that's going on in the spirit realm behind the scenes that they cannot see? Ooh, the Eight of Swords. That's somebody wrapped up in their head. That's mental torture in prison. It's like going over the same scenarios over and over and over again. And this is the other party's energy. This is what's making them sick. This is why they're going into, I don't want to say this spiritual warfare. I'm seeing it more so like psychological warfare. Again, that was me. I did that. And there's this thing like, well, what if it gets out? Well, what if people know that that's how I really did? What if she got videos of me? Okay. And these are probably things that can't even happen. But that's the torture sometimes of of torturing other people, right? You were sitting there thinking and wondering, what if he with this person? What if they doing that? What if they lying and scheming? They had your mind under psychological torture. And that was probably years ago. And so since it's affecting you now, or since you're realizing of those things now, it's like somebody else's karma is being activated at the exact same time. And also what I'm getting with this is some of you guys need to let go of your own worries and stresses and some things you are overthinking about. Like how I was saying, you'd be like, oh man, that's not fair. It's all these years later. And you're just now getting to a lot of revelations. This is the key to helping you heal. It's always been like that. Whether you find it out 10 years later, oh my God, they lied and I fell for it. I can't believe I fell for that. Like you was already lied to for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? You just now finding out about it. So really, this is a 10-year-old, 15-year-old, or even 5-year-old, 2-year-old problem. And just because you just now realizing things doesn't mean this is the beginning of your pain. This is the beginning of me finding out now I have to heal. It's like, girl, that was 5 years ago. God feel like at this point you're able to handle the truth. So now he's giving it to you dose by dose by dose. Okay. And the same thing with this other person. I mean, sometimes you flip on a light switch. Last night you was a person, this morning you a monster. That's scary. That'll send somebody to the hospital real quick. Okay. So just as somebody is learning their monster, you're learning, man, that really wasn't my fault. I really did get lied to and played. I really did believe that person. You know what I'm saying? Some things should be a relief because you're finding out it wasn't you. Let's see what's positive. What's on a high vibrational end. The Hierophant. That's right. Come on in, Lord. It's like this is a spiritual awakening. This is the Lord stepping in. This is some type of guidance. Maybe someone of a spiritual stature talked to this person and was like, hey, listen, my brother. That's wrong what you did. You're not supposed to do people like that. Maybe some type of spiritual leader or sound spiritual teaching, some wisdom has come from this situation. Okay. Sometimes people being put on their butt, or put to the side in this hospital, give people time to think. It bring people closer to the Lord. It's like, man, if I'm going home to meet the Lord, then I might as well start talking to him before I get there, before I hit them gates, And so this is what somebody is doing now. The good thing is now somebody's seeking some spiritual guidance. Now somebody's moving in a different direction. Like, I can't do that no more. I don't want to be a monster no more. I don't want to treat people like that no more because this karma's too heavy, right? Let's see what's on the low vibrational end. Ooh, the Six of Wands. Okay, first thing I just got, step into your victory. Ma'am, I don't know who you are, but I'm getting it now. Step into your victory. Okay, somebody, I don't know why. Okay, maybe it's because you're realizing things, and you know how sometimes you can go through so much in life, you can feel like you're not worthy, you're not worth anything, and but something inside of me is telling me to tell you, pick yourself up, dust your stuff off, and step into your victory. Okay, I've been doing getting a whole lot of like victory and championship type energy. So watch those readings if you haven't. But this is your season to step into your victory because you knew a lot of things wasn't your fault, but you kept blaming yourself. And now you're getting the realization, girl, not only was it not you, it's worse than you thought. Like somebody really was over there losing their mind, thought they was playing. And now it is catching up. So you're going to have to step up out of your head and step into your victory. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the next 7 days for the collective body. Oh, the Six of Cups. Well, the past. That past comes back around. That past comes back around, okay? So this is somebody from the past, or this is a situation from the past. Something that someone needs closure on, or maybe forgiveness on. So something, also this is like sentimental energy that I'm picking up. So someone's remembering you in a sentimental way. I'm also getting they didn't deserve that. Okay, there's a realization. And now there's, because I'm getting rose-colored glasses, but now turned to roses. Okay, so like this person was looking at things like, it wasn't that bad what I did. Whatever, it's cool. Like I said, not really caring at the time, maybe coming up with excuses. But now that the rose-colored glasses have come off, and now this person is realizing, and you also are realizing, okay, that number one, this shouldn't have happened. And for you, it's like, man, it really wasn't my fault. Like, I forgive myself for being gullible or naive or stupid or whatever. And it turns to roses. Right. And this is about you remembering things. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm seeing it like, imagine, in the movies where you get to the end and they go back and they show you a whole bunch of clips that they didn't show you at first. And it starts to reveal the information. So at the end of the movie, you're like, oh, okay, that's what happened. Right. So it's like you're getting those pieces of the movie that you've never seen before. In other words, you're getting the revelations, the downloads, the information, the clarity that you never had before. And I'm hearing it so clear. The clarity is setting you free. Some stuff, oh man, I was stupid. I should have never believed that. But guess what? The clarity is you was tricked by a master manipulator. And so you can forgive yourself and you've learned a lesson. And now you can take that off. It's like a relief, okay? And the person who is ending up in this heartbreak hotel, it's not just for what they did to you, it's for what they see in themselves that got them sick. Okay, so I know I'm saying like, oh, you got them sick, but it's not just you, it's what they've done. It's their behavior that's getting this reflective energy on it, and what's making them sick. Okay, you find out all these years later, oh, I was a monster. I shouldn't have done that. Bill Cosby. Quaaludes. Oh, you mean to tell me it's wrong to put people to sleep before I take them how I want them? And have them looking in the morning like, what happened? That's wrong? Yeah, 30, 40, 50 years later, you just not realized you're a monster. You shouldn't have done that. Did he? That's wrong? It is? Yeah. And it's people who've done maybe not that magnitude of wrong, but even in the slightest. You did all that lying. You did all that manipulating, all that cheating. You did all that. And because you went 10 years without having to pay the karma for it, you thought you got away with it. But you had to wait until the collective, their frontal lobe had to open up first. God had to give them the truth about you in doses just so they wouldn't be sick. So now this person gonna have to lay in the hospital bed that they made for themselves, the spiritual hospital bed. Okay? And your saving grace is that it wasn't your fault, and the person has been caught, the crime has been announced, and the judgment has been made. So that's what I get for here, but we going in even more over on Patreon. So head on over there and get in the group so that you can hear more about this energy. All right, for everybody else, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, head on over to my other social medias, follow my pages. If you like this deck, you can head on over to waterthestarvibes.com and grab yours today, and get in the comment section and let me know how this message resonated with you. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see y'all in the next video.